Hey guys, it is Mike with Become the Night, and welcome back to 5 Days, 5 of the best Opeth songs according to a very biased fan. Yes, today's track is also from Blackwater Park. I literally called myself a biased fan. Come on. The Drapery Falls holds a very special place in my heart, a very long song that I think actually justifies its length. When I do analysis on songs, sometimes you get worried that the magic gets demystified and you just don't love the song as much as you did before. You don't have the same wonder. I was worried this might happen with this track. After doing all of my prep work, this song still captivates me. Totally. It became more magical to me now. This song is beautiful. Takes you on a very profound journey. YouTube is still suppressing certain videos of mine. Apparently, they think you should only watch me if I talk about a pop star. Clicking the bell and enabling all notifications would mean the world to me. And if you click on the bell in the first 30 minutes of this video, I guarantee you a reply. Let's get into it. All right, I've been dreading doing this one because it's so dense. We'll see how specific I get into my analysis of this. I may have to do it cursory just because this song is almost 11 minutes and there's a lot to dive into. Absolutely magical. You have this beautiful acoustic bit here in C minor. It's a bit of a bitch to play, to be frank, but it moves through these chord progressions you wouldn't expect. A C minor add 9, and then a B flat minor add 9, then some type of weird B, I think that's a B major, add major 6. And then just sinks back into that B flat minor. Has a really interesting modal play that already is kind of cool, but the real magic secret sauce here, like all the other Opeth stuff we talked about, is the voice leading in the fucking timbre. You have an ebo guitar on top just going, that's it. With, I mean, there's a few other guitars happening as well. Let's listen again. So you have that acoustic part from the intro playing the whole way through. You have that doubled up in an electric guitar. You have that ebo guitar. You have a very simple yet poignant drum part. And then you have this absolutely gorgeous bass line. The bass line is truly and honestly pushing the song ahead at this point. Everything else is aesthetic decoration and texture in comparison to the bass line, which is our driving melody. And when he does that fucking slide up from B flat to B, oh, it's so tasty. This section is so overwhelmed with saturation in such a beautifully painted way. It's like screaming in agony, but at the same time brings you into this semi-trance relaxation state. It's really cool. Now we change up the drums a little bit. Instead of it just being a hi-hat straight on, he's doing a little bit of play on the ride, which better accents the percussiveness of the acoustic guitar. This may be my favorite Opeth moment. I'm not sure. It's between this and that thing in Bleak. I could sink in this literally in perpetuity. I could just listen to this on repeat for like 30 minutes a day. I'd be a happy man. So this part is transitory. Goes from the A minor to a C minor, and then just does some octave stuff. It's working us towards settling on that A minor in a clean section here. It's trying to marry the aesthetics of that intro we just came from into the new tonal center where we're about to settle into on this acoustic section. Notice our old friend, our old friend, the sharp 4. So we have that open A, then a minor add 9, and then you just throw your middle finger down on the sharp 4 in the bass. It's basically Call of Cthulhu. Keeping our ghastly lead guitar on top. And then that little rotary type of guitar effect on there is a little accent. Beautiful touch. Again, all about subtlety.
Please remedy my confusion and thrust me back to the day.
Again, putting huge emphasis in the melody on that sharp 4. Please remedy my confusion. You know, 1, 2, flat 3 like he always does. La da 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 for sharp 4. Putting a lot of emphasis on the sharp 4, which adds that sharp 4 to 5 gives you this anticipatory feeling of tension.
Brings night into all you say.
We have an explosion of timbre with big emphasis on the kick hits. The simplest of chord progressions. Flat 6, 7, 1, 5, flat 6, 7, 1. And then it's going to explode out and release back into that acoustic session where they put the emphasis back on the sharp 4 again. A really beautiful contrast and very quickly moving chords, which feel like in this arrangement they're complementing the drums, but I'm sure those were written before the drums were ever written. That dotted eighth accent feel, boom, 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 really adds a lot of gravity. Fucking love his vocals on these parts, man. So delicious. Just the depth of harmony here is so nice. The timbres are matched so well. Steven Wilson fucking nailed these parts, man. And if you notice, his voice kind of sounds like it's playing off of like a vinyl player. It's just doing a high pass and low pass filter on your EQ and adding just a smidge of distortion. Please remedy my confusion. Please remedy my confusion. Please remedy my confusion. Please remedy my confusion. This makes it this very narrow, mid-rangey type of sound, which can almost come across as thin or maybe even a little flat. You bring some of the texture out of the overtones with that distortion, and it gives it that cool effect. Turn around again. Where the fuck did that come from? What a beautifully cathartic release. Oh my God. I fucking hate that Michael Ackerfeld always goes to B minor. It's such a fucking pain in the ass to play on an acoustic guitar. So how did we get from G major to C sharp minor? How the fuck did we get there? And guide me into... Do you hear that? In the melody is how we marry it. In the vocal melody. That's your minor third of C sharp minor. How fucking slick is that? And guide me into what a beautiful, beautiful vocal melody. That's literally him just going, ah. The semantic information is ah. That's all it is. But it's one of the most emotive fucking moments on this entire record in all of Opeth's catalog. Oh, you sink into it, and then we're about to come up on this sexy guitar solo. What a beautifully awesome way of doing the modulation, too. And especially with the big, emphatic hits that we were just coming from and having kind of like the most important one be on the weirdest chord change. Let's appreciate this transition again. It's worth it. Oh, it's so good. It's so cathartic and just like hits me like in the spine in a really satisfying way. Like I don't need a massage or a chiropractor anymore. You fuckers ready for the guitar solo? It's about to melt your fucking heart. Simple phrasing. How delicious. We have this beautifully lamentful, poignant moment. The most emotionally substantial, I would say, in this entire song that has no semantic information, yet I would argue has the most meaning. If I had to have a critique, make that fucking guitar solo louder. That is all. Ready for it? Now we go from this extremely poignant lament to a feeling of peril, a feeling of fear. Basically doing the same chords we did before in a different order. C sharp minor, G, C sharp minor, B minor. Bleh. Then we have this beautiful guitar phrasing with a harmony, I think, over top of it. That's kind of our guiding drive there, which is pairing up with the bass. And the growls come in to really emphasize, again, the fear. Now we're about to double down on the fear and unsuredness and insecurity. Right here. We're about to double down on the terror. How fucking ugly is that? I know for sure this note is hanging on top. I think it might be both of these notes here. I could be wrong. But they're just hanging on top the whole time while this is going. So mean. Now we're just in a 5. just completely dropping the pretense of having a key or having an appropriate harmony. It's just completely devolving into evil in this badass way. We have been shown this existential, ethereal lament that we have been tranced into, then into a quiet discovery of some type of hidden pain, if you will, then big, emphatic explosions of a lament, like really, really painful, to the point where it makes your heart sing. Now going into terror. It's so fucking cool. Oh my gosh, this is just layered and layered with fucking emotion, dude. So much. Why? I will say, emotionally, this does not fit whatsoever. Musically, in the fun department, it's like perfect. To go from this obnoxious minor second harmony, diminished or whatever the fuck it is thing, it's just disgusting, to go to this fucking like we just went to fucking hot cha-cha. We went from absolute terrified, petrified, like probably will die of a heart attack of fear, to just like maracas. Why? It fits amazing though. It fits awesome. I'm not gonna begrudge them that, even though I feel like emotionally it is so fucking out of place. All right, here's the maximum horror. It's partly sold by the chord progression, but mostly sold by those minor second ebo guitars on top, just fucking screeching at you, fucking clawing out your fucking eyes. Oh, it's so fucking mean because of just the thickness of these timbres, and also because of the shrieking of those fucking ebo guitars. It's just murdering your emotions. Okay, as a critic, this part could be removed. It still works as a transition, but it doesn't musically need to be here in my mind. I feel like from here, you could go back to the intro and have that play out. Although it's not going to completely get across his semantic message that he wants to get across. So our last chord again is that F sharp. And then it kind of implies a G major before D minor, which is where we land. That's how they transitioned through there with that little diddly 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 on the acoustic guitar. This is a beautiful folk part though.
Spiraling to the ground below, like autumn leaves left in the wake to fade.
Contrasting the fragility of this simple part. It's so simple and fragile, and then the following explosion is so irreverently, unapologetically violent as a contrast. It's so fucking cool. And we end where we began. For your information, this is the last chord progression it ends on. It takes 2 minutes. I love that it takes 2 minutes because it's one of my favorite parts in any Opeth song ever. They do bring in multiple forms of escalation throughout that 2 minutes. It's not literally just the exact same performance over and over again. I recommend going and checking that ending out for yourself. Listen to the whole thing through on your own. It is 100,000% worth it. Such a beautifully emotive song. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If I earned it, clicking that bell and enabling all notifications would mean the world to me. You can support me on Subscribestar. A link to that is in the description down below. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on.